tonight for the visiting Loyalist Lancers: Philip De Silva, Shakir Seymour, Cottrell Johnson, Malik Akumba Quinta, and Jalen Carter Julin. And we'll see Shane Taylor Douglas, Angelo Sarsonis, Kansky Simon, Kashala, and Hosseini. It's a quick 2 points for the Lancers, who are 3-0 coming into this game. Durham not too far behind, dropping one game so far, 3-1. 3 off target by Taylor Douglas to start the game.
Right off the hop, a little bit of sloppiness there from the Lords. But that was Malika Akumba Quintai getting to the basket quickly off a defensive miscue.
Akumba Quinta, he's a fourth-year man. I mean, if you've tuned in throughout the years, you've definitely seen him here in these Lancers matchups. Always a tough one to deal with, but Durham gets on the board, splits the first of 2 free throws. Down 1 point. Hosseini gets the ball as it's poked away. Taylor Douglas off glass, no good. Kashala and Hosseini picks up the 2 points for the Lords. A 3-point attempt for the Lancers, and it's pure. Cottrell Johnson. And you can hear the Lancers, very vocal bench.
Very loud team of the Lancers.
Yeah. One of the hottest players in the OCAA, Sarsonis. Can't discount that man right there. It's the bad man himself, Adam Hosseini, for 3. It's a quick 5 points for him.
29 points his last game for Hosseini, picking up right where he left off that 29-point effort at Peterborough.
Hosseini averaging 24.5 points on the season through the first 4 games. Top 5 scorer in the OCAA. And that man right there, not far behind, 23 points. He's an 8. Good look for Simon as he picks up another 2 points.
Nice drive by Simon in the paint. He's strong in that area. We saw that the last time the Lords were here against the George Brown Huskies. Had a couple nice drives in the paint.
Johnson puts up another shot, no good. Sarsonis gets the rebound, and he is trapped quickly. As Seymour and Johnson both jump to him, but end up fouling him in the process.
Well, if the Lancers want a shot at winning this game, that's a big target for them, is to guard Angelo Sarsonis. 32 points his last outing out of Fleming. Had another nice home game here the last time the Lords were here.
Jello's been solid. No good on the shot is Taylor Douglas. And it's a turnover. Cottrell Johnson kisses it off glass. It's stuck in the netting. Something to keep an eye on the rest of the way this quarter is the fact that the Lancers already picked up 2 quick team fouls. So nothing imminent. But of course at 3 it'll be entering into the bonus. And the Lords are a team that can pick up those fouls quickly. Hosseini into the paint, dumps it off. Sarsonis for 3 and drills it.
That's the start Angelo Sarsonis was looking for. That's the start the Lords wanted him to have as well. Look out, behind the play.
Shane Taylor Douglas diving. Unable to get the rebound as De Silva will get his first 2 points of the night off the putback. Sarsonis and Hosseini are feeling it in and out. It's a bit of a heat check. Lords lead 11-9. What's up with that net? Feeling a bit tight after the last game.
Well, Quite a little bit. Lancers getting some shots to go, though, early on.
Hosseini drives in and picks up another foul, so third team foul for the Lancers.
And if you're the Lords, that's what you want. Get into the paint early and make the Lancers work to get that ball. And not only that, the foul will be the bonus.
So 2 fouls away from the bonus are the Lords, but a lot of time to get there. He's had 6 points for Hosseini, who's had a spectacular opening quarter here. And make it 7. 13-11, Lords lead. Quinta almost loses it over the half-court line. Able to control it. Cottrell Johnson swings it over to the other side of the floor. Seymour takes the 3, but too strong. Shane Taylor-Douglas will come down with the rebound. Taylor-Douglas takes it all the way, and that's their 4th team foul. 1 more, and they're in the bonus. On the flip side, DC hasn't even picked up 1.
No, not at all. And you know what? For a ball-moving team like the Lords, making Loyalists pick up all these fouls, and eventually one foul away from getting free throw shots the rest of the game. That's exactly what you want. Take the points in as many ways as you can get them, whether it's passing the ball or going to the free throw line. You'll love to see this early from Durham.
Seymour almost puts it over to Silva right on the half-court line. As Jello guarding him, pokes the ball loose. Able to retain it, puts up a shot, and it's good. Philip De Silva.
Smooth little play by De Silva. Working patiently with that ball.
Ball comes into the paint, and arguably that could have been the 15th foul, as Kansky Simon had a lot of contact around his wrist area. But it is out of bounds. Simon will get the ball back. Hosseini drags his foot going the other way. And has to be careful to not pick up a technical. Oof.
First team foul on the Lords so far, so there goes the goose egg on that front. Another one.
2 in quick succession. So substitution coming here for the Lancers. De Silva, some fancy dribble moves. Simon gets involved, and I believe that's the 5th team foul.
You can see the Lords bench, they wanted that call too. Desmond Rowley jumping right off his seat.
I don't think the Lancers knew that was their 5th team foul. That'll be automatic free throws, and stepping to the line to take them is Kashala. So Ismail will be the one who came in for the Lancers, as well as Steve Jones. And Durham gets to keep the ball in this situation. Shane Taylor-Douglas. Hosseini. Taylor-Douglas uses the screen, kicks it back out. Trying to find Kashala, and no good.
Nice save there.
Ismail saves it to the Lords. Hosseini will give it back. De Silva working the break, has a couple options. And one for Ahmed Ismail, coming in off the bench and making a difference. All tied up, 16-16, has a chance to take the lead for the Lancers.
Kansky Simon just a little bit late getting to that ball, which is why he's called for the foul.
It's a three-point play.
There's that net again, Sean.
Yeah. It's catching me off guard. It didn't do that throughout the entirety of the women's game. I remember it doing something vaguely similar at the Pro Canada Invitational when it was here in the summer.
Oh, you don't say.
And I can't imagine that those are like the same nets. So,
oh well,
you never know. You never know.
Something to keep an eye on the rest of this game.
We'll see Ismail.
Substitution for Lords, jersey. Number 12,
De Silva will bring it up. The ball gets poked away, and Shane Taylor Douglas keeps control of it. Almost travels, but a nice connection on the back end of it. Olomouc with 2 points. Johnson. They're arguing for an end one, but they're not going to get it. A couple substitutions coming in for the Lancers. So we'll see DeAndre Nicely come in for the Lancers. And we'll also see Deshaun Nicely come in, so a set of brothers. Deshaun trying to find Ismail.
You're saying that tipped off Sarsonis, I think, so Lance is going to get the ball back here.
De Silva gets Taylor Douglas to leave his feet, cuts in, and that's an easy 2 points for Cottrell Johnson. 7 points on the night.
Quick player is De Silva. He got Taylor Douglas to leave his feet there. Makes up for it, though, with a three-pointer.
Shane Taylor Douglas for 5 points on the night. And, I mean, you can expect an offensive shootout. Loyalist, the 6th best offense in the OCAA, and Durham right up there with the 3rd best offense in the OCAA, the best offense in the OCAA East. Cottrell Johnson thinks about lining up a 3, will take it in, and he'll pick up the foul on Kansky Simon. So Jaden Jack in for Loyalist. Loyalist getting their entire rotation out there in the first. Durham up 21-19. Just under 3 minutes left here in the first. Rebound goes to Barton. Sarsonis gets the ball poked away by Ismail. Taylor Douglas. It's a bit of a Euro step, gets into the paint and will pick up the foul. So that'll be 2 points. Shane Taylor Douglas already with 5 points on the night. Looking to get to 7 here. Hosseini still leading all scorers with 9 points.
Jersey number 2, Shane Taylor Douglas, shooting 2. Full loss.
And makes the first of 2.
First shot made.
This is the second, gets the rebound as the Lords. Gives it away, going the other way with it. Kimba Quinta out to nicely. Shot no good. Jello somehow gets the pass from the paint all the way out to the free throw line in a pretty precarious position, and the foul will come to Olamov.
Again, that presence in the crease leading up to what is now the 7th foul already for the Loyalist Lancers.
Latrell Olamov shooting 2. And the Lords 1 foul away from being in the bonus themselves now with 4. Getting in the bonus early, really keeping them afloat. 5-point lead, 24-19, just ticking under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Ismail hands it off for a mid-range Jimmy, and that one is good by Akumba Quinte. Hosseini for 3. I mean, he can put that shot up in a hurry, and Kumba Quinte unable to keep possession of it. Ball will stay with the Lords.
Last shot there by Hosseini, a little bit off balance. I thought he released that a little bit too quickly. If he took his time, maybe would have had a chance to get that shot on target, but nevertheless, the Lords get the ball back.
Shane Taylor Douglas gives it away nicely. Ismail, and a lot of contact there as Kushala will pick up the foul, and that will be into the bonus for the Lords with a minute remaining in the first quarter. Good hard foul though, I'd say. Put him on the line, make him earn it. I don't hate it.
No, especially for a streaking Ahmed Ismail. Saw a lane to the basket and was able to take the foul, and chance to get 2 points for his team here, put him within 1.
Makes the first. It's a 1-possession game. (24-22). Just over a minute left. Sarsonis brings it over the line. He quickly finds Hosseini, and Hosseini's pass off target. There'll be an over and back. Taylor Douglas is trying to argue that Jaden Jack was the last one to touch it. However, he will be unsuccessful in his attempts to do so.
It'll be an over and back against the Lords, so that'll give the Lancers a chance to, or will give the Lancers the ball back, chance to either tie it up or take the lead.
Jello loses his man. Kumba Quinta heads to the basket, and I believe that was off of him last. Referee sees it otherwise.
No.
Jaden Jack with the inbound finds Ismail. And it's good, all tied up, 24-24. 44 seconds left. So a couple possessions left in the game. Hosseini lines up a three off of the back of the rim. Ahmed Ismail goes the entire length of the floor, and the smallest guy on the floor gets the tip back there as Jaden Jacks there for his first points of the game. Sarsonis gets a lot of space for a three and drills it. 6 points on the night for Sarsonis.
All from three-point range.
Jack cuts into the basket, and a wild shot has to go up.
Or maybe not. Travel?
They're calling it travel.
Yep.
Very delayed, but we'll give the Lords a bit of time to figure things out.
Only 1/10 in the second. Of a second on the clock as well, so not much time for the.
Well, they're calling the travel on the Lords.
Back away, yeah.
Interesting. Can't argue for or against that call. My eyes were on the shot and not on the feet. But the shot came out a little awkwardly, so I mean, I'm not surprised. 1 point, 1 second. And it is a 1 point game after one quarter, 27-26. And it is Hosseini leading the way for the Lords with 9 points. Shane Taylor Douglas and Angelo Sarsonis with 6 points behind them. On the other side, Philip Da Silva and Cottrell Johnson with 7 points. What do you make of the first 10 minutes here in Oshawa, Ryan?
Really fast-paced start to this game. Both teams have their offenses moving early. Both teams have had a lot of great successes in terms of ball management, moving that ball around, making the defense work on both sides. But if you're the Lords, you got to find a way to make this Loyalist offense slow down a little bit. They have, in my opinion, a little bit too much time to move that ball. And if you're the Lords, you got to box out with that defense a little bit. And if you're Loyalists, you're thinking the same thing with the Lords offense. You got to keep them limited in ball movement as well. Clamp things down a little bit on both ends. But overall, really fast-paced start for two of the top offenses in the league.
Yeah, and Durham currently averaging 93 points a game, which is blistering by OCAA standards. Really the only team that has separated themselves in that top three. St. Clair is 1 point above the Lords with 2 points, I should say, with 95. Mohawk averaging 104 points. I mean, that's wild. Mohawk and St. Clair, of course, in the other side of the OCAA, and Durham in the OCAA East. 93 points. That's what their book was on them last year. Is offensively, they were a hot team. Defensively, and just weren't able to pull together stops in the final few minutes of the game. But this year, somehow they're even improved on offense with the leaps that Jello's taken at the point guard position.
Yep.
So it'll be an interesting year. Currently, you don't have to worry about the whole undefeated thing. Leave that to the women's side. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of run that this men's team can put together. Certainly a talented bunch. They just got to put things together defensively to string together these wins and make a run at things.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, offense is not disappointed so far.
Sarsonis. Shane Taylor Douglas hits a mid-range jumper to get things going here in the second.
8 points so far for Douglas. Taylor Douglas, I should say.
Da Silva. Ball will come into the paint to Cottrell Johnson, and it's a turnover, Lord's ball.
That's what you want if you're the Lords. Clamp things down defensively, force those turnovers. Get the ball back quickly and maybe go on a run of your own here.
Sarsonis gets the dribble handoff. Hosseini for three, and no good. It'll be Seymour with the rebound and gets bumped out of bounds. And a point taken away from the Lords. Briefly, it was 30-26, is now 29-26.
Maybe a three-point shot. Maybe somebody didn't have their foot off the line. Maybe it was on the line, so maybe that's why.
Trell Johnson, mid-range jumper on the baseline, no good. Shane Taylor-Douglas, 8 points on the night, 2 assists. He's been solid this year. And a three-point shot, and it's pure. De Silva snakes it into the lane, and a stray hand will pick up the foul. First team foul of the quarter for the Lords.
Silva leading the way so far for Loyalists in terms of scoring with 7. We're tied for that lead with Trell Johnson.
So we'll see Malik Kumba-Quinta come off. And he makes the second, 32-28. Gladi Kushala will come in for the Lords. Bonza loses possession of the ball. This is going the other way. Trell Johnson.
That's what you don't want against a team like this. Miscommunication, turning that ball over in a quick breakout for Johnson. Makes no mistake.
Johnson not letting De Silva get too far away from him in the scoring department, each with 9 points now. 3-point shot as Sarsonis is bumped on the back end of it, but that's allowed. Taylor Douglas has to get that up in a hurry, passes it off to Mbanza and gets it in at the buzzer.
Thought Taylor Douglas did a bit too much there, but able to get it off just in time for Mbanza.
Trell Johnson, that one is just too easy. Gets the ball, sees all sorts of space between him and the rim, and it's automatic from there. Taylor Douglas turns the corner and tough shot and converts it.
Slick move to get around his defender in the paint too.
And not a lot of defense being played right now. And it's a three-point opportunity for De Silva. Hosseini tried his best there.
Philip De Silva is one smooth player we've seen him tonight. Sean, terrific ball management so far, and now tied for the team lead in points. Now with Johnson back, they're back tied up and get a chance for the extra point to make it a 1-point game.
It feels like there's just a bit of competition between De Silva and Johnson. One gets a bucket, one goes the other way, gets a bucket. Another one comes back and gets a bucket. They're trading them at this point as Sarsonis picks up a foul. That'll be Loyalist's first foul of the quarter. Jello misses the first. 6 points on the night. Both coming from 3-point shots. I really like the confidence that he's playing with in this year. Really in command of the offense. De Silva streaking. That's nuts to get that off of that situation. Sarsonis. Nicely isn't able to convert. Sarsonis, or Hosseini, I should say. And some wild basketball being played right now. That's quite an attempt to get the rebound there from Seymour. Scoots back and picks it up off the floor. Ismail for three, and he ties it up. 37 apiece. Timeout coming for the Lords.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lords were getting lucky with a couple of missed passes going for breaks the other way. We saw those on consecutive offensive drives. And finally, the Lancers make them pay from downtown. Only a 3-point game.
And you can already see the assistant coaches as the Lords are coming off the floor for that timeout. They're telling them calm down. And I mean, that stretch of like 3 or 4 possessions where it was just going either way, teams were wild heading into the paint. I mean, that's not conducive to winning basketball on either side of things.
No, not at all, not at all. And this high-paced game is exactly what the Lords want to be into and don't want to be into. On one hand, you want the offense going, you want the machine working, that offensive machine, but at the same time, it leads to the defense being a little bit too overwhelmed by this Loyalist offense. They have a good offense of their own. They move the ball quickly as well. So again, just like I said at the start of this quarter, Lords have to find a way to slow that down, and I'm sure that's exactly what the coaches are talking about during this timeout, the first of the game, I should say.
And not a lot separating the two teams down the line as we look at the team comparison. Loyalist shooting 53%, Durham shooting 54%. From the three-point line is really the only differential, where Loyalist shooting 30% on 3 of 10 shooting, and Durham shooting 5 of 12 for 41% shooting from 3. Hosseini. Taylor Douglas looks to get Hosseini. 3 points left on the shot clock. Hits rim, so the shot clock will reset. And Mbanza picks up 2 points.
That's good cycling there by the Lords, keeping things a little bit slow and keeping the ball moving, making this defense work.
Jello. I mean, and that's Lords basketball. You get them out into the open court, and it is a tough ask to stop them when they're running a whole head of steam.
Quick transition always pays off, and it did for the Lords right there off the turnover.
De Silva for 3. Hits rim. So it'll be 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And it'll stay with the Lancers. Inbound to Johnson. Mbanza comes away with it. Kashala with the steal. Hosseini streaking down the fast break. De Silva going the other way with a little push shot, and I mean, either team is, once you get them out on the fast break like that, so hard to stop.
Back and forth they go.
Jello into the paint, and it's a smooth shot as he falls to the ground. Cottrell declines to take the 3, but will take it in and pick up a foul. 3rd team foul of the quarter for the Lords. 43-39. Just over 4 minutes remaining here in the half.
Substitution for the Lords, jersey number 12, Latrell Olimoff comes into the attack and taking 2 shots. All Lancers is jersey number 7, Latrell Johnson.
So Latrell Olimoff will come on as Floaty Mbanza will head off.
A little too strong from the free throw line for Johnson.
Douglas with the rebound. Working in transition. Hosseini for three, and it's good.
3-point shooting has been Hosseini's strength the last little while. Definitely his specialty.
Johnson looked to get a reply. Da Silva scoops up the rebound and then puts it up for two. It's like watching the old 7 seconds or less Suns on either side of things. Hosseini gets to the bucket. There'll be a timeout called from the Lancers.
And you know what? They'll probably want to address the same thing, slowing down this game a little bit. Lord's lead kind of crawling up there now at 5. So if you're the Loyalist Lancers, you want to find a way to slow down the pace of this game a little bit, get defensive structure going, and stop the Lords in any way they can and get back in this game.
And the Lords just marginally squeaking ahead so far throughout this quarter, 19-15 within the second. 1 point lead coming out of the first. Shane Taylor Douglas with 15 points on the night, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Hosseini 12 points, and Angelo Sarsonis with 9 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. On the other side of things, Philip Da Silva 13 points, Cottrell Johnson and Ahmed Ismail with 11 points each. Entertaining game, at least.
A very entertaining game, very, very high-flying offenses we've seen so far. Like I said, these two teams have not disappointed on the offensive front.
What I'm always interested to see, and this comes into play more in the second half of things, something to keep an eye on when you have teams running this much and getting these many shots off, and how tired do these legs get, and how quickly do those legs get tired.
Eventually, you know, things will have to slow down at some point during the game.
Ismail into the paint, and some great defense from Olomov. Sarsonis, and he picks up the foul. It'll be side out, non-shooting foul.
Just a second team foul, I think, for the Lancers in this quarter.
Sarsonis finds Olomov, spins into the paint, off of the rim, and Kashala with the rebound. Taylor Douglas has to put up a pair of a pass. I mean, it hit the rim for Hosseini, but Olomov with the rebound either way. Doesn't need the shot clock reset. Jalen Carter-Julian. 48-53. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Shane Taylor Douglas, 15 points on the night. He's been outstanding. Olomov picks up the bump, and he'll head to the line looking for 2. Latrell Olomov with 4 points, 4 rebounds, perfect from the line. I may have just jinxed him now that I said that out loud.
A little too soon, Sean, a little too soon.
2 and 2 is a tough time to say that somebody's perfect from the line. I mean, that's a good start. He makes a boat. Hey,
there you go.
Maybe I'm not as big of a jinx as I thought.
I think you're good.
Bonza will come back on. Kashala will head off. We'll also see Deshaun Nicely head off for Loyalist. Quinta will come back on for them. He hits the ball in short order. Da Silva pulls up a deep three, and it's good.
Silva now up to 16 points. Having a good offensive night for his team, leading the way.
Hosseini into the paint, and it gets swatted from behind from Ismail. Jaden Jack will come on. Minute 33. Olomouc. Dribble handoff to Taylor Douglas. A bit too strong. Unable to get the rebound. Da Silva pokes it forward. What a veteran move from Da Silva there. Jello with a floater. Labanza with the rebound. No good. Olomouc battling for it. Angelo. And they'll slow it down. Sarsonas gets a three-point shot. And you see Cottrell Johnson was the player that hit the ground. And it'll be off-ball foul. Timeout coming from the Lancers. Was a bit of confusion coming into that timeout there.
Not sure if the referees knew who was taking the timeout initially, but nevertheless, with a minute left in this quarter, we'll see a little bit of a rest and a little bit of a talking to from both coaches.
50-46. We are almost to the halfway point of the game. Philip Da Silva, really the player of the game for Loyalist right now. Deserves a handful more defensive attention. He's been getting deep threes, getting out on the break, making shots at the rim. He's been a tough call for this Durham team to stop. But on the other side of things, you have to defend people when you're scoring 50 points a half. I mean, on track for another 100-point game here tonight.
Nope. I mean, it's fun to see, but as a coach, you want to see that defensive structure come first. And the old saying is, defense wins games. And so far, that hasn't been the case so far. It's mostly been all offense.
And on either side of it as well. Shane Taylor Douglas with 15 points. Leading things for the Lords, Adam Hosseini, 11 points. Jaden Jack brings it up and poked away. Sarsonas tried to get it forward to Shane Taylor Douglas, and it'll be Hosseini who converts anyways.
Nice cut by Hosseini.
A good recovery as Sarsonas couldn't really pick the ball up off the floor in time to move it forward. But once again, it's like the shot clock's at 7 seconds for these teams. I mean, they're getting them up in a hurry, slowing it down for the final possessions here of the half. Sarsonas into the paint. Hosseini step back three, no good. Shot clock turned off and a turnover. Hosseini, he makes up for the step back three, getting a couple points on the back end of things. Jack, no good. 2 points at the buzzer, Shakur Seymour, and it has been all offense. 54-48. Durham leads headed into the half. Ryan, what do you make of what we just watched?
Great pace to this game, and we anticipated this high-flying offense. Durham ranking 3rd in the league in offense, Loyalist at 6th, and they have not disappointed. A lot of high-flying talent out there, great ball movement, and I think it's kind of slowed down a little bit. The defensive structure kind of kicking in a little bit towards the end of that.
Loyalist Recreation and Wellness Center for the second half of the final game of the doubleheader here tonight. Durham Lords lead 54-46. Adam Husseini leading the way with 16 points, and Shane Taylor Douglas with 15. On the other side of things, it's been the Philip De Silva show, as he currently is sitting at 16 points on the night. Good strong rebound, and Simon opens up the action here in the second. Husseini into the paint, reverse layup on the other side of the rim, using the rim as a protector against the block there.
Husseini picking right back up where he left off in that first half. 16 points, now up to 18.
18 points, 2 rebounds. He's one of those players, when he gets going, he can really put up a bunch of points in a hurry.
Best players have come to play tonight, haven't failed to disappoint anybody, Sean. Both teams.
He's been the man of the night. Foot on the line, and isn't able to convert, but he'll be back out for another three-point attempt, and this time as pure as Seymour. 5th point of the night. Taylor Douglas picks up the dribble. Sarsonis dumps it off to Simons. This will be a foul as Simons took a whack on the wrist as he went up for a shot.
Jansky Simon taking 2 shots. Full balls.
Makes the first. Either team with 1 team foul. So a long ways to go in that department before anything starts to materialize there. Husseini almost gets the putback, but will grab the rebound. Taylor Douglas dribbles it in and out. Ismail going the other way. Cottrell Johnson picks up 2.
Defense to offense for the Lancers. That's what you want at this point in the game. Caught the Lords napping off that free throw attempt a little bit.
Oh, Jello. Oh, my word.
Play of the night so far.
You can hear the crowd go wild.
Bench going nuts too.
Yeah, Angelo put that man on skates.
Wait, if we had instant replay, we'd be viewing that for the rest of the night, essentially.
Oh,
what
yeah.
a move by Angelo Sarsonis.
Husseini.
Mopping the floor for him.
Mopping the floor.
Making way. Making the path.
Jello all smiles. Trell Johnson taking his spot in the paint and taking a set to make sure everything's cleaned up there. I'm always worried in those situations you drop a man like that and the guy's not going to take the shot or take it to the rim. No worry about that with Sarsonis. Takes it to the rim, not only makes the shot, but gets a 3-point play out of it. 60-53. Johnson, head full of steam, slips on the OCAA logo. Iffy pass from Taylor Douglas. Johnson into the paint. Turnaround shot, no good. Ball's getting poked around everywhere like it's a hot potato. Husseini. Jello will get the ball. Simons in the paint has a bit of a size mismatch and it comes off of that with a bit more speed than he was expecting. Out to 3-point range and Shakur Seymour. His second 3-point shot of the half. Simon. Turns the corner looking for Kashala and poked out of bounds, but last touch by Kashala. And coming in for Loyalist will be Malika Kumbaquenta. Hosseini, 6 in the paint there. Ismail runs into him and ends up being some good defense without even trying. And on the other end of things, Hosseini.
Nice drive, defense to offense, paying off for the Lords on that drive there. By Hosseini.
Breakneck pace on the fast break right now.
Another one.
Kashala unable to tip it back in, and pass was just a bit far in front of him from Hosseini. 62-56. 6:45 left. Seymour takes it into the paint. No good. Shot clock hasn't reset. Angelo Sarsonis with the steal. Shane Taylor Douglas off glass. It's an 8-point lead for the Lords. Starting to pile up.
Things starting to open up here a little bit. That's what you want if you're the Lords. Getting some stops on defense as well.
Cottrell Johnson.
Take it back.
What a move. Gets into the paint and a smooth finish. Little shimmy fake from Simon. Off glass. Kashala looking to get the rebound. De Silva. He's been quieted so far here in the third quarter.
Started to heat up at the end of that first half, but nothing doing so far for him. That's ultimately slowed down the Lancers a little bit offensively.
Seymour picking up some of the pace. Silva able to get a bit of room, and he'll pick up a foul.
Sadie not really happy about it. You can see him talking to the referee a little bit.
So De Silva heads to the line looking for his first chance at points at the night. And he makes it. So he's on the board here in the second half. 17 points on the night for Philip De Silva. Hosseini. Once again, this is just a breakneck pace on offense for Durham. Even in the half-court sets, things are going up in a hurry. De Silva, a bit out of control, finds Cottrell Johnson. Shot goes up, no good. Seymour takes it into the paint. Finds De Silva. Ismail, no good. Ball stays with the Lancers. Last touch by Kashala. Johnson. To De Silva, 7 seconds left on the shot clock. And a deep three from De Silva, and that is about as money as it gets. The net barely even moved.
That's a way to get him started for this third quarter. Quiet needed that.
Quiet for the first 5 minutes, and in the last 30 seconds has 4 points. Shane Taylor Douglas using the screen and a tough shot. Kashala trailing the play, needs to get back. Angelo Sarsonis, and that is going to be off Kamsky Simons. also see a substitution lining up for Loyalist. I believe that's Issa Beckelscroft.
He's waiting on the sidelines, and here he comes. Shakir Seymour heading out.
So Shakir Seymour has been solid here in the third quarter, hit a couple threes, keeping Loyalist in the game. Quinta gets it over to Cottrell Johnson, who puts it up in a lot of contact there from Simons. That's an easy foul call for the referee. If I'm not mistaken, that is the fourth team foul, sure is, for the Lords. So 4 minutes remaining, one foul away from being automatic free throws the rest of the way. And on the flip side, the Loyalist with just one team foul so far. Cottrell unable to make the first.
You can see some frustration out of him. He's been also a little bit cold in this quarter too, Sean. As Johnson.
Productive on the night. That's his 16th point, 4 assists, 2 rebounds as well. Really struggling from the free throw line. Just 1 of 4. Husseini gets the dribble handoff. Sarsonis using the Kashala screen. Gets the switch and some good defense. Ball gets into the paint and just squeaks in. Trell Olamoff. Jaden Jack hands it off. Husseini. Once again, Husseini needs to make sure he's not doing a bit too much extracurricular activity as he takes the swipe. Looked like at the ball, wasn't really directed at the player.
Oh, you're right, though. You got to keep your composure and emotions in check, especially at this point in the game. Don't want to afford to lose a guy with 20 points already.
Taylor Douglas trying to turn the corner on Jack. That's solid stuff from Latrell Olamoff. Really contributing in a number of different ways now.
Big shots being made.
1 of 1 from 3, perfect from the free throw line. Issa Beckelscroft picks up the foul, and that's bad news for the Lords, because for the final 2 minutes and 44 seconds of this quarter, it'll be automatic free throws.
That's what you want, though, if you're the Loyalist Lancers. Attack, and eventually you can get some free buckets here with those freebies in the final 2:44. Get back in this game before the end of the third quarter.
And that is the third foul on Angelo Sarsonis, so 2 away from fouling out. And if there's one of 2 players that you can't have foul out, is Angelo Sarsonis and Adam Husseini. Olamoff, and he's taken over the last few minutes.
There you go. Olamoff now in double digits as well, 11 points.
Da Silva gets his pocket picked. O'Shane Taylor Douglas looking for contact from Beckelscroft. Definitely gets some, but not enough for a foul. Da Silva. And a number of players hit the floor as Kashala gets the ball for the Lords. Shot goes up, no good. Sarsonis looking to steady the chaos, and he gets fouled in the act of bringing the ball up. So the ball will come back. Olamoff will inbound it. 2 minutes left, 71-64, Durham leads. Olomov. Out to Shane Taylor Douglas using the screen. Mid-range jumper, and it's all net.
He's had a good night offensively. Shane Taylor Douglas has up to 19 now.
Trell Johnson using the Beckles-Croft screen. De Silva cuts in, and a beautiful shot against a much taller defender in Hosseini. Sarsonis finds Hosseini, who puts it up off glass, and foul called. Hosseini will be shooting 2.
Philip De Silva trying to shake things off as he went down hard on the floor. Looks like he'll be coming out for the time being.
So interesting to watch as we were talking about Sarsonis with 3 fouls, Kansky Simon with 4 fouls, so 1 more for Simon and he's gone for the game. On the flip side of things, Ismail with 3 fouls, Cottrell Johnson with 3 fouls, and now with that foul, Philip De Silva also with 3 fouls.
We're on the foul watch now towards the end of this game.
Shane Taylor Douglas. Hosseini, easy 2 points on the break. Shane Taylor Douglas is just all over the ball right now.
Reaching foul.
That's just bad from Ahmed Ismail. There's no real way to get around it. That's his 4th foul, so 1 more and he's gone. He's been a big player for Loyalist here tonight.
Hey, you know what? A lot of fouls between 3 and 4 sitting on a lot of the top players in this game. De Silva sitting at 3, Ismail at 4 for Loyalist. We just mentioned Sarsonis at 3, Simon's at 4. A lot of key players might be out of this game if they don't watch the shot clock here, or the foul clock, or the fouls, I should say.
That's automatic fouls the rest of the way now for the Lords as Loyalist has entered into the bonus. Taylor Douglas misses the first. Looking to make it 20 on the night. And misses both. Olomov's there to cut off Ismail. Cottrell Johnson comes away with it and slips.
Oh. Olaf Moore. A little slow to get up. Olaf, I should say. Looks like the right ankle.
Yeah. So trainer's going to come take a look at it quickly, and Olomov has been a big player tonight for the Lords.
Particularly in this 3rd quarter, he's heated up from 3-point range. We had a couple good defensive plays as well, and a little bit of trouble as they try to get that shoe off of him to take a look at that ankle. I didn't see how awkwardly he went down, but
yeah, it was just in the progression of the play, nothing too extracurricular. And we'll take a quick break as Olomov gets looked at. So a quick break as Olomov is helped off the court, and he'll get some attention from the elite athletic training therapy staff we have here at Durham College and Ontario Tech. Beckles-Croft. Cottrell Johnson for 3, no good. Hosseini 36 seconds left on the shot clock, poked away, and Jack will come away with it. Johnson, 16 seconds on the shot clock. 8 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. That's not going to matter now as the shot clock's turned off for the Lord's final possession. 22.8 seconds left here in the third quarter.
It's been a good third quarter from the Lords, slowing down that Loyalist offense a little bit. Running away with it a little bit, up by 9 with 18 seconds left.
So the ball poked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lords. Sassani inbounding it this time. 18 seconds left now. Not a huge hurry for the Lords should they inbound it. Is that a timeout from Rowley?
Yes, it is.
So a 9-point lead for the Lords with about 18 seconds left here in the third quarter, 75-66. Rowley taking a timeout. Got to imagine he's drawing something up in there.
Yeah, maybe trying to get one last little play off before the end of this quarter. But for the most part, the Lords have been able to slow down that Loyalist offense a little bit. Only limiting them to 18 points in this third quarter. Lowest on the night for the Lancers so far. But Durham's been able to, at the same time, Durham's still been able to keep that ball moving offensively. Good shots being taken outside, good patience. Just keep that up for the fourth quarter and they'll sail away with this game.
Still pretty even across the board, and one stat starting to jump out right now as the Lords have evened things up in the turnover category. Points off of turnover, 22 points in favor of the Lords, 13 points in favor of Loyalist, and that has more or less been the story of this third quarter. Of course, the potential injury to Olamov would be a big blow as he's come in and really been a contributor here tonight. 13 points, 6 rebounds, and a variety of shots on offense.
Yeah, Olamov, a key contributor coming off the bench for the Lords. We'd hate to lose him long term, but we'll see what happens after this game. Meantime, still got a quarter and a little so to go.
Kashala gets tied up. O'Shane Taylor-Douglas. Sarsonas for 3. Off rim and hit out of bounds by O'Shane Taylor-Douglas. So 2.7 seconds left, and they're going to overturn that. It's going to go staying with the Lords.
Clean up an area down there first.
So 2.7 seconds left. Not a lot of time to work. You can get the ball, turn around. You maybe get one dribble. Puts it up. And it's good.
There you go.
77-66 heading into the fourth quarter. Durham leads, and a solid quarter coming off of a tight first half for the Lords.
I think that's exactly what Durham wants. Open things up a little bit. Give yourselves a little bit of put yourselves in a comfort zone a little bit, up by 11 heading into this final quarter. And they've had some good offensive productions as well. Adam Hosani up to 22 points. O'Shane Taylor-Douglas 21. Obviously losing Olamov off the bench kind of hurts. You see him getting 10-2 down there still behind the bench. But some good offensive performances all around. The defense forcing some turnovers in that third quarter. We'll see if that can continue throughout the stages of the fourth.
And I can't imagine we're going to see Olamov back tonight, even just off of precautionary measures. Better to play it safe. On the flip side of things, Philip De Silva, 22 points. Cottrell Johnson with 16 points. And Ahmed Ismail with 11 points. And Ismail with 4 fouls, one away from fouling out. And that's going to be the theme of the final quarter here is which team can play it the cleanest. De Silva would be a big loss. Cottrell would be a big loss. And 11 points doesn't seem like a ton, but he's been a contributor, has Ahmed Ismail, the 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and some really solid defense at times as well.
Yeah, and like we saw last time the Lords were home last week, things can get out of hand quickly. We saw George Brown Huskies make a bit of a comeback, making that game close last week Tuesday. So, Lords, here's the Lords' chance to redeem themselves, finish strong here. Just continue that pace you've had all game long. Just finish off strong defensively, and you'll be good to go for this one.
And a lot of the same coming here for the Lords. Sarsonis, Hosseini, Kashala, Shane Taylor Douglas, and Fioti Mabanza. Mabanza hands it off to Hosseini. You never know if he's going to pull up that three-point shot.
Or he could pass it off.
Yeah. And it'll be Mabanza picking up the first 2 points of the final quarter here tonight. 79-66. Johnson. A backdoor cut for De Silva. Hosseini with the spin move and the finish.
Silky, very silky. A couple of good plays we've seen from the Lords in this back half. Oh, bad pass there.
Yeah, Seymour gives it away. And you know, I mentioned it really early in this game with the pace. And one of the things you have to watch when you're putting up shots in this basically a 7 seconds or less offense here tonight is what kind of legs you have left in you in the fourth quarter. Lancers certainly feel like they're a bit tired. Ismail with a nice finish and picking up the foul. Hosseini will pick up his first foul of the night and the first team foul here in the final quarter. And no good, but rebound comes out to Kumba Quinte. Taylor Douglas, a strong rebound. Sarsonis calling for a screen. Loses control of it. Cottrell Johnson dives to the ground. Fioti Mabanza will dive to the ground.
Chaos down there.
Yeah. Sarsonis gets up. Ball will stay with the Lancers. They're calling a foul behind the play.
So they're going to have that ball cleaned a little bit again. Sarsonis bringing a towel out.
Ismail inbounding it for the Lancers. Minute and a half into this fourth quarter, 81-68. Lords lead. It's been a good second half for them.
Really good second half, especially on the defensive side of things. Again, slowing down a high-flying offense is a tough thing to do, but the Lords have pulled through in that category and have limited the Lancers to only 20 points in the final half here.
So they're cleaning up some condensation. I mean, that one's obvious. You can see the reflection on the court.
Tough to do as well. There are no cleaners sitting in the chairs down there, so referees have to do it themselves. Maybe even some players.
It's been an interesting night on that front. Durham usually well on top of that. Ismail. Da Silva with a three-point shot, had a lot of room, isn't able to convert.
A little bit rushed there by Da Silva. Had plenty of time on the shot clock. Oh, offensive foul.
Easy foul call.
Offensive foul on the ball, 55, out of possession, Masters.
So all of a sudden, Hosseini sitting at 2 fouls now.
Yeah. I mean, that's one way to slow down the pace of the game, right? But Quente, I mean, he's clearly not happy about that.
I wouldn't imagine anybody is.
Seymour. Ishmael working on Jello. Finds Cottrell Johnson out on the perimeter, brings it into the paint. Bonza with the rebound. Hosseini. And that's the signature Hosseini shot tonight. Getting through traffic, a little Euro step, and finishing with the reverse layup.
He's had the moves tonight. He's had the shots tonight. Hosseini doing it all around tonight. 26 points now.
Yep. As we see DK spring into action. On mop duty here tonight.
DK's on the job.
Man of many talents. And it's this east end of the gym. It's really causing a fair bit of issues.
Yeah, not so much the other side, not so much.
86-68. 5:30. And a nice mid-range jumper. There's Seymour with 10 points on the night. He's been good. Bonza. Taylor Douglas with a nice mid-range jumper and responds with one of his own.
I like Taylor Douglas's game on the offensive side of the ball tonight. Making a lot of big plays, making a lot of big shots.
Seymour with a heat check. And ill-advised three. Down 15. Heat check in response as well. As Shane Taylor Douglas unable to convert on that. 23 points on the night for Shane Taylor Douglas. 8 assists, so 2 assists away from a double-double, and Angelo Sarsonis is 1 assist away from a double-double. So a couple players on double-double watch for Durham. Cottrell Johnson picks up the bump. It's going to shoot. Or it'll be a side out. Seymour. Into Ismail. Shakes Jello. And Angelo Sarsonis picks up a shot to the face for the rebound efforts. Alley-oop attempt, Kashala. What do you feel about that?
Oh, a little bit risky, but
Pace of the game has been strange here in the fourth. Like
a little bit, yeah. Went from that fast-paced start in the first half to things being a little slowed down here. We're going to get another timeout called on the floor.
Called by the Lancers. And Yeah, those frequent breaks due to the condensation on the floor here really has turned the game from, like I said, 7 seconds or less offense basically, and has really slowed it down. And slowing it down is really in the favor of Loyalist. So anybody who thinks that this might be something that Durham's doing as an advantage, I mean, Loyalist gets a ton of breaks to rest their legs right now.
Yeah, most definitely, because the slower the game, the slower the offense gets, and that's what Loyalist wants to do. Shut down Durham's offense in the late stages here. You're down by 15. You have to get points quickly. And that's one way to do it, is slowing down a defense and going on a little run of your own.
And Durham, on the flip side of things, you know they want to run this down their throats at this point, and they really haven't been able to do that thanks to those frequent breaks.
Right.
So we'll see what the pace of the game looks like coming out of this timeout. It's been a mopping on both ends of the floor. Cottrell Johnson. Seymour, who has had a good second half, hands it off to Silva. Kumba Quinte finds room, and a great rebound there from Kashala. Shane Taylor-Douglas gets it poked away by Ismail. De Silva finds Seymour. No good. De Silva with the putback.
If you're the Lords, you just got to take things easy here. Don't, in this stage of the game, don't force anything.
And what a block by Cottrell Johnson. De Silva off the backboard. It's textbook.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden, an 11-point game. You see what happens when you get some stops and go on a bit of a run here. 4-0 run after the timeout.
Sarsonas for three. No good. Labanza pokes it out. Seymour sees Johnson with a no-look drop-off to De Silva, and things are starting to tilt in the favor of Loyalist.
Yeah, a little bit too easy now. There you go. You needed that.
I mean, that's what the Lords want to do. When you're playing at the speed that Loyalist is playing right now, you're playing into this Lord's offense as Ismail's down behind the play, took a shot to the face. So Shane Taylor-Douglas converts. Ismail back up. Seymour working on Kashala, takes it in. No good. Ismail with the rebound and puts it back. 13-point game. Bonza. Go to Kashala. The Lords slowing down the offense for this possession. Sarsonas working the pick and roll. Hosseini for three. And the bank's open after hours.
Big time. Some big time buckets being made here by Hosseini late.
Buckets going the other way. Kashala. Hosseini takes it in, unable to finish on the other side of the rim. He's been pretty much money from that right side of the rim. Hosseini not a fan of the call. Gets a brief explanation from the ref.
I've seen him talking to the officials a couple times tonight.
And if you're wondering why he wasn't a fan of it, that was the 5th team foul, so automatic free throws the rest of the way.
That's not what you want if you're the Lords. It means if you foul some more, you give your team some extra buckets and giving them an even better chance than coming back late.
Yeah, Yeah, 3:20 remaining here in the fourth, and that's not nothing. That is a lot of time to pile up some points.
Now, if you're a Loyalist, you have to be thinking if you can attack Durham and get some, you can get some more fouls and maybe some more points.
So beautiful passing. Kashala, big to big, finds Mbanza. Brings it back to a 13-point lead. Fiote up ahead. Hosseini jams it home.
That's how you reach 30 points on the night.
Ismail sliding into the Omaha Lord's backside. And
A little slow to get up, but gonna shake this one off, try to get to the free throw line.
yeah, he's had a very physical night and tough fall. And it's, like I said, these Lancer legs have to be tired.
Especially after that fast-paced start, and you start to run out of gas eventually, Sean, and that's happened so far to the Loyalist Lancers in the back half of this game. 17 points so far for Ismail. He'll go for 18 here at the line. Gets talking to you first.
So we'll see Jaden Jack readying to sub in for the Lancers.
Wait a minute.
Bit of confusion here.
I think they're trying to see who this foul's on.
I believe that may have went on Mbanza. And Jack comes on. So Durham clearing their season average of 93 points here. This 96. On track for another 100-point performance. Hosseini loses it, but Lords will keep it. Hosseini draws the double off glass, and like I said, he's automatic from the right side.
There's been something else tonight, taking over.
Adam Hosseini has just been massive tonight. Shane Taylor Douglas dribbles into the lane, but foul called.
Foul called on Lancers number 8, Jaden Jack.
Vicky on Jaden Jack, 33 points for Hosseini, 7 rebounds. And Angelo Sarsonas has entered into double-double territory with 14 points and 10 assists.
Shane Taylor Douglas a couple of assists away from a double-double of his own.
Hosseini bricks the three, unable to keep it in bounds. 2 minutes remain, 98-86. The Lords have really started to run away with things here in the second half. Cottrell Johnson. But it's not out of reach. Not out of reach for Loyalist, especially with them being in the bonus.
The bonus with some shots, and they'll go for a chance here to make it a 10-point game with Johnson at the line.
A 10-point game with just under 2 minutes remaining would definitely be manageable. The 11-point game. Sarsonas. Hosseini unable to keep possession. Seymour. Cottrell Johnson will take it into the lane, puts up a tough shot and gets it off the glass, and it's good. 9-point game. So So some big minutes remaining on either side for this team. Hosseini wide open for three. No good. He'll get another look at it. Opts to keep possession. Drives it in and picks up the foul as Da Silva has almost no chance there.
Chance for the Lords to get to the 100 mark for the second consecutive game.
Makes the first. And makes the second, so there it is. Durham clears 100 points here at home. Almost loses possession of it, still keeps the ball in the air and throws up a wild shot as we have some intense heckling going on here.
Well, you can expect that with this game pretty much being out of reach for Loyalists.
Hosseini
in this game
drops it off, and Kashala almost puts somebody on a poster. 102 points for Durham. I mean, as far as I'm aware, there's no giveaway for clearing 100 points, but certainly feels good for the Lords fans.
I would say so.
Well, Shane Taylor Douglas gets it up the floor to Angelo Sarsonis, and the Lords looking to dribble out the clock. Seymour has other plans. 31 seconds left, a 9-point game. Loyalist has to hope for a miracle, and it looks like they're content to let Durham do their thing. Durham almost giving it away. Angelo brings it up over half once again. Hosseini has to put up a tough shot, and that'll do it here in Durham. 102-93 off a monster performance. Adam Hosseini, 35 points, 7 rebounds, and O'Shane Taylor Douglas with 25 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. Angelo Sarsonis with a double-double with 15 points and 10 assists. Ryan, what do you think of that performance?
Offense was flying all night for the Lords tonight. Ultimately, the reason why they won this game. But give them credit for shutting down Loyalists in that second half a little bit. That couple of breaks and a couple of misplays were able to slow down the Lancers a little bit, which ultimately led to the Lords running away with it in the back half. So Lords will take this win and walk away and prepare for next Tuesday.
All right, and like you mentioned, we'll be back next Tuesday.